Hi, welcome to the MLATE YouTube series on all things legal tech. Today we have Jonathan Patterson from DWF. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
No, thank you for agreeing to join us on this series. So to get a bit of insight, I thought I'd ask you a few questions. So I guess the first question I want to ask is, why did legal tech become such a big focus area?
So for me personally, my core area of focus is innovation and trying to work out how as an industry and as a business DWF we continue to innovate so that we stay relevant to clients and we grow in the way we want to grow. So legal tech has become quite a big part of what we do because it tends to be a key ingredient in a lot of innovation. But I guess the bit for me is I'm really interested in the emerging part of legal tech. So the kind of next wave, the next generation, what's on the horizon, probably rather than some of the other people in DWF who are very focused on the sort of here and now and operational delivery of legal tech. So for me, it's always with an innovation lens, and it's very much with kind of legal technology and other technology that's emerging and on the horizon. And, you know, the fun and games of trying to work out what kind of impact, good or bad, that might have on things.
When you talk about sort of innovation, sort of your work is around innovation, do you think that there's any challenges or maybe misconceptions around legal tech or maybe innovation in itself?
Yeah, there are. And one of the biggest misconceptions that we come across is that innovation and legal tech are the same thing. So one of my colleagues, Jamie Wellborn, and I have worked really hard to sort of show how innovation and legal technology have got this kind of symbiotic relationship. So they are connected and they can drive one another, but they are distinct and different. And I think that's a real challenge, because when people think that legal technology in its purest form is innovation, they tend to think that legal technology is the answer to all the problems, and it very rarely is. Actually, on its own, legal tech solves very little. Actually, you nearly always have to combine it with other things. So I would say there's a range of challenges we could talk about, but the big one for me, once and for all, is saying innovation is this, legal technology is this. They've got a beautiful, harmonious relationship, but the key thing is understanding that they're different.
No, that makes sense. And I think even in my daily role as a legal technologist, some of the problems aren't necessarily solved by legal tech. It's just being more productive and more efficient with your time, and knowing how to manage your, many tasks. So I completely resonate on that point. Also another note, how is technology impacting or sort of shifting the structure and processes of legal service providers, do you think?
So I think it's having a big impact, and then probably not having a big enough impact would be how I'd describe it. I almost think when you take a step back and you think about what technology's done, say in the last decade, it's definitely moved us on from where we were. So if you think about the kinds of tools we can create now for clients and legal teams to work together, that is a step on from where we were. So it's done a lot. It's made a lot of impacts. We can do things faster. We can do things to a similar quality or better quality. We can do things at a lower cost in a way that we couldn't before. But I think with that emerging technology view of innovation, if you compare where legal technologies come and got to, say, in the last 10, 15 years with where fintech and the digitization of banking or some of the platform technologies that are developed in other industries, it's not come far enough. I think it's not good enough in my mind that we've used AI technologies to read documents a bit faster. I just think we should have done more than that with the technology available. So it's a kind of a balanced equation. I think take a step back, we've done a lot and it's had a big impact, and it's definitely made things better and easier. But if you're being, really cynical about it, I don't think it's quite got to where it should have got by now. And certainly we've only just started to tap into the potential for the future, I think.
Well, actually, on that point, I recently read an article that DWF has got a new legal tech seat within the training contract. So I guess my next question is, what are the core sort of skill sets and competencies required in the lawyers of the future, just looking forward in the training contract that DWF has?
Yeah, so you could have an endless debate on that, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Freshfields have, I'm pretty sure everybody's having a similar debate. Lots of different opinions. If you think about DWF, it gets more interesting because we've got a legal advisory division, which is kind of like a law firm, partners, time. We've got Mindcrest, which is an alternative legal service provider, and we've got Connected Services, which is business services and products. So we've got to think about it not just as what does the future look like for lawyers, but what does the future look like for all the professionals we've got multidisciplinary across those three divisions. Where we get to is we think it's layered. So we think there is a base layer, which is kind of what we would call human skills. And we're not 100% sure exactly what all of those are. But in one way of thinking about it is they're the things that a computer can't do very well and won't do very well in the middle distance. So for us, think about, creativity, empathy, emotion to some degree. And there's all kinds of really good stuff going on, things like the O-shaped lawyer, really looking at what are those human-only skills that are a really good basis for doing any kind of discipline. I think layered onto that, we would have business skills. And I think whilst that's been acknowledged for a while in the industry, we're still woefully underinvested in business skills. So commerciality, pricing, relationship management. There's so much more we could do before you even get into some of the other stuff around business skills. And then on top of that, I think you'll have technical or professional skills. And that's where I'd put some of the technical legal training that is still required if you want to be an advisory lawyer. But actually, that's where I would put the technical software development skills training if you sit in our DREF 360 software business. So I think each one of our businesses has got different types of roles and different needs, but I think the thread is that human only, business and commercial, and then your technical. And the really great people that I see, whether they're at a sort of a graduate level or at a senior level, they manage to get a really good mix of skills across all three layers, and they tend to contribute. And then the only other thing I would add is that all your skills are going to be much more out of date a lot quicker than they ever have been before. So a really key skill for anybody is being able to reinvent, re-energize, replenish your skills so that you're constantly evolving. Because I think it does feel like if we're in a moment now where if you stay still, you go backwards.
I completely agree with you. And it seems like there's a lot of opportunities in and around DWF. So thank you very much for sharing your insights on, your analysis on what is legal tech, what is innovation, and, the skills and competencies required for any students or any graduates that are waiting to enter into this field. Hopefully you can join us again in our future series. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
No worries. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.